What's good, y'all? Dr.Trehunna. So we all have that one friend where it seems like they can eat anything that they want and they still beach ready and lean. But if we have that exact same meal, or if we even sniff that meal, we gain 2 or 3 pounds. What's up with that? So today, what we're going to cover is mitochondria, why you need to keep your mitochondria healthy, and why this has a role as to how sluggish you are or how much energy you have throughout the whole entire day. Okay? So what is mitochondria in the first place? Mitochondria is the energy or powerhouse of your cells. So if your body's not producing any energy, or if your cells are not producing any energy, guess what's going to happen? You're going to be sluggish, you're going to be lethargic, or you're not going to be living in the first place, okay? So with your mitochondria, your cells is producing something called ATP, which is adenosine triphosphate, and this is basically the energy currency of your body. So if your body's not creating any ATP, you're not going to be living. And if your body is becoming deficient in producing ATP, that means you're going to get more sluggish and lethargic. Ironically, that's why if you pay attention, when you was younger, for some odd reason, you had all the energy in the world. You could be up and bouncing off the walls until 1 or 2 o'clock at night. And now, because you got older, especially over the age of 25, that's when your body stops to grow. Now, it seems like everything is on the decline and you're going to sleep around 9 to 10 o'clock. You can't even keep your eyes open past 11 o'clock. All this is happening because of your mitochondria becoming inefficient with energy. Okay? Now, what could cause this to happen? The main reason why this happens is because of something called reactive oxygen species or oxidative stress. So, when your body's producing oxidative stress is the imbalance of production and accumulation of reactive oxygen species. And what these things do, these free radicals, it basically damages the cells in the mitochondria. So if it's damaging the cells in the mitochondria, that means your mitochondria is not going to be able to work as efficiently as it once was able to. And this happens from carcinogenic effects such as you smoking, you drinking, you eating a lot of processed foods, you eating a lot of refined grains, things like that, or you're not even sleeping. So for instance, like a car. So let's say you have a new car, you're driving it right off the lot, right? Everything is good because the car is brand new. But then a year passed and then you see one light come on, right? And then you're thinking about your bank account, you're like, okay, well, I can't afford whatever it is, so I'm just go ahead and continue riding, right? And then now another light comes on and now you're like, okay, well, I still can't afford it, so I'm gonna continue to ride it. But because you're deciding to do that, what you're doing is you're causing an issue that was supposed to be only $300, turning it now to a $1,000 issue. Or disregard it, what's gonna happen is that $1,000 issue is now gonna be a $5,000 issue. Same thing applies to the mitochondria. And if you continue to pummel it and damage it with smoking and drinking and eating processed foods and eating refined grains, eating fried foods, not sleeping, then all you're literally doing is damaging the human body and the mitochondria. Now, ironically, the mitochondria is very efficient. So that's why a lot of people can still live for 60 to 70, 80 years, and you over there crushing it to the ground with the type of lifestyle that you currently have, right? But it can't do it forever. That's why you see some people, they live in blue zones, which means there's centurions, and they're able to live 100, and then there's some people that's dying at 45, 50. It's all contingent upon what you choose to do when it comes to your daily activities, okay? So what can we do to basically offset the damages that we do to our mitochondria, you may ask? Here's the top 3 things you can do. Number 1, sleep. So when you're basically sleeping, your body's able to repair itself. Just like you taking your car to a mechanic. If your car is having some problems, you should take it to a mechanic. That way you can fix the root issue immediately. Same thing applies with sleep. If you're not getting an adequate amount of sleep, and once again, an adequate amount of sleep is about 7 to 8 hours of sleep every single night. Anything less than 6 is not good at all. What's going to happen is now your body's able to repair itself via sleep. But if your body's not able to repair itself, that little issue is getting bigger, bigger, and bigger through time. Ironically, that's why statistics show that the people who get the least amount of sleep dies the fastest. Everything happens for a reason, okay? Point number 2, what you should do in order to strengthen your mitochondria, you need to resistance train. You need to lift weights. You need to put some time under tension underneath your muscles, okay? Cardio is cool, but cardio does not build more mitochondria unless you're doing HIIT workouts, okay? But ironically, you're getting the same type of huffing and puffing from a HIIT workout when you lift weights, okay? So you might as well get more bang for your buck. Just go ahead and start lifting weights, and that's gonna create and start a process in your body called mitogenesis, which means what? The creation of new mitochondria, okay? So the more mitochondria you have, the more energy you have available. The more energy you have available, that means the more energy you can utilize throughout the whole entire day, or throughout the week, or throughout the month, etc., okay? Last but not least, what you need to do is make sure that you somewhat do some form of intermittent fasting, okay? So ironically, as Americans, we only fast when we're asleep. The average American eats 14 hours out the day, and there's 24 hours in a day. So if you're eating 14 hours out the day, and there's 24 hours in a day, you're always putting your body in a storage state. The only time your body's not storing is when you're sleeping, okay? So when you're actually fasting or doing some form of intermittent fasting, after the 16-hour mark, your body starts to induce something called autophagy. And autophagy is basically replacing the old cells and creating new cells. And guess what's also going to create? New mitochondria through mitogenesis, okay? So, ironically, that's why if you fast, first 24 hours, you start to realize that, oh man, I'm getting hungry, X, Y, Z. But that's why the majority of people, after they do the first 24 hours of a fast, feel amazing. Why? Because your body is utilizing body fat, and it's also creating new mitochondria as you speak, because your body needs to become more efficient with the energy that is being provided to. So if you're not giving your body any energy, food, then your body has to become more efficient with the energy that it already has and possesses. So that's why your body induces mitogenesis, okay? So trust me, if you're somebody that feel like, oh man, I had way more energy when I was younger, and now I feel like I never have energy for anything, here's what I want you to do so you can go ahead and mitigate this damage and ease up your mitochondria. What you need to do first is make sure you get optimal sleep. And optimal sleep means at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Nothing less, okay? If you're getting anything less than 6 hours of sleep, you're playing yourself. Your body needs to repair itself. The only way it can repair itself is via sleep, okay? Tip number 2, what you need to do is make sure you start to move more. If you don't use it, you lose it. That applies with your brain, your energy, your tissues, everything, okay? So, ironically, that's why if you notice, if you did any form of cardiovascular activity, you feel amazing after. Why? Because your body is creating new neurotransmitters for your brain called GABA, and that basically alleviates stress. So you feel good throughout the whole entire day, okay? When you actually move, your brain grooves. Cool? But the main form of any type of exercise you need to do is resistance training. So make sure you make a resistance training, or you prioritize resistance training over cardio or over anything, okay? Last but not least, what you need to do is make sure that you're not eating crazy, simple sugars, such as processed foods or refined grains, or a lot of seed oils, fried foods. That is, seed oils is fried in canola, rapeseed oil, soybean oil, peanut oil, canola oil, things like that you really do not want, okay? The best type of oils is avocado oil, anything that's monounsaturated fat, such as coconut oil, but butter, ghee, lard, these are the best type of oils, okay? Or the best type of things to cook with, okay? Saturated fats. Last but not least, what you need to do is make sure that you put your body under some form of stress, okay? When the human body is cold, then you actually brown your mitochondria, which means what? It couples, it releases heat, and it's becoming more inefficient with energy, which means what? You're literally burning energy for doing nothing. Cool? Hopefully y'all learned something today. That's all about mitochondria. That's your reset tip of the day. It's going to help you stay snatched all the time. During the summertime. Talk to you soon.